we're talking poetry and language and writing and whatever it is that you are sending in questions about. So I've got Marlon's next question here, which is about swearing. So if we divide English into formal and informal, then we'd put sort of colloquial language here first. So colloquial language, language used every day by a lot of people. So a large number of people will understand these words. So an obvious example is dad. Formal, father. Kids. Formal, children. Then if we're moving sort of down the colloquial scale, we come to slang. Now, slang is understood only by a select group of people. The whole point about slang is you are creating a separation between those of us who know this word and those who don't. So fewer people. So is it kind of blurry between colloquialism and slang? Yes. Depends on how many people you think know what that word means. So if I said, like my dad's slang, he always used to say, "Oh, I don't like the sound of that cough. Have you been to see the quack?" Now, I never called a doctor a quack. So there's your formal word. But this was my dad's slang. Did I understand it? Yes. Well, I don't know how many people understand it. How many of you understand it? One of my mother's favorite words was spondulix. How many of you know what that means? Not my word either, my mom's word. Right, so moving down, we get to swearing. Now, always, I've said this so often, what dictates what language you use? Your gaps. So, Marlon, you're saying my genre is swearing. Okay. What is the audience? And this is where you've got to be really careful. What do the bylaws of our cities say? You may not swear in a public place when you could offend somebody else. So generally as a society, we agree on where is swearing acceptable and where isn't it. So if I go back up to here, what dictates whether I should use formal or informal language? And what decides it is whether it is appropriate or not. That's what is important, what we call register. The language that you choose for a particular audience and context. So where is swearing appropriate? Well, I would say, as I said to my sons, not in front of a stranger, not in front of your grandparents, not in front of me, thank you very much. I'm not very happy about that. Please don't swear at church. I think that's completely inappropriate. Do not swear at your teachers or your teachers at you. It's utterly inappropriate for me to swear at my students. Sorry, not appropriate. So do you see, we as a society, we agree on where it's okay to swear and where it's not okay to swear. And different families might have slightly stricter rules, and some families could have a lot more relaxed rules. But usually what makes it appropriate or inappropriate is who's hearing it. And if you know your language is going to offend the person, or if like in a school, it's not professional. It's really not professional to swear at your students. Hello? You know, so what's dictating it is, what is my role? Who am I? Who am I talking to? So context is terribly important. So you ask about this, you said, why do people use vulgar language? And not just to express anger, to express whatever. I mean, think about the most common four-letter word in English. We don't just use it for anger, we use it for everything. If something is really good, we say it's good. And if something was really stupid, we say, don't be stupid. We just use it for everything. So why do we use, I don't know. Now you need to get a psychologist and a social anthropologist. Swearing is part of languages. What is one of the first things that you learn when you learn a foreign language? You learn the swear words. Why? So that you don't use the wrong word in the wrong place. How many stories are there of people teaching a friend, oh, I'm going to teach you, vendor, and then they teach them the swear words just for the joke. We do this because then it's so funny because it's the wrong situation. So why do we use swearing? We've always sworn? I don't know. Right. Now, what do psychologists tell us about swearing? Psychologists tell us that if we are upset, so you said angry. If we are really angry and really upset, then swearing is healthy. So my mother used to say, if you've got this really heavy pot in the kitchen, think sort of cast iron, and you drop it on your toe, going, oh, goodness gracious me, I think my toe could be broken, is not going to help you at all. At that point, you are going to swear. And psychologists tell us that's healthy, it's good for us, it's much better than going, my toe, much better, just swear. Now, this is not an excuse for all of you to go out there and swear at your elders, your parents, your grandparents, or your teachers. Because once again, what comes into play is it appropriate? If you're in the kitchen, and by the way, my mother didn't like swearing, so she would look over each shoulder and then she'd swear if she thought she was alone. Okay, so what's appropriate? My mother didn't think it was appropriate to swear when anybody heard you. Right. Is there a more polite way to express the problem with remaining calm? Now you're into something completely different. Now you're into, should we control our anger? Should we express our anger? Should we swallow the swear words and say something else? Well, once again, it depends on where are you. If you've just pranged your car and you're alone, Marlon, swear, no problem. Okay. Don't do it when somebody's interviewing you for TV.